Hey guys, welcome to Gauntlet's Race Mod. Today, I am happy to show off all of the completed shipyards for all of the Gauntlet's Race Mod races. So there's, in version 1.4, hoping to release 2 new races. One of them is done for the game, and upgrade all of the existing ones with new shipyards for themselves. And a few other things are going to be showing up. A couple extra designs here and there, some other stuff. So at any rate, let's get cracking here. So I've loaded up a game. I'm the Terrans, and here is their new shipyard. So they are building a dreadnought, as it were, huge hull. And yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. This is the last one I did. You can see that this shipyard has a couple of gun platforms there for defense. It's got 8 drones on the sides there for working, and a couple of communication discs. Really does have some engines because, of course, shipyards can move. And I really just love the drill armatures I made a while ago for this race, and I'm really happy how they worked out here. That's the biggest ship, so it looks perfect constructing it. The other ships, they're obviously smaller, so it doesn't look quite like they're being worked on as well. But this seemed to be the happiest balance, and from a distance you can't really tell. I think from this angle it's pretty awesome. So that's the Terrans. Moving on, let's look at the new race. The new race, if you haven't seen the video, they are the Quantum Siberiat, I believe I called them. Alright, very buggy. They're probably building a ship in here. Yeah, they are. But the whole point of their shipyard, this giant Orby thing, is that you never see the ship. I used that trick a couple of times. So ships are being made inside that giant glowy thing of nanites, and then they emerge. So that's them. Let's see here. I gotta stop orienting so much. Alright, one of my favorite races is the Zrenraka, the clan of Tiamat, the clan Scorpio, and clan Zoroaster. Love these guys. Theirs was a lot of trouble to build and design, but I'm pretty happy with the outcome. You got these 3 floating sections. Yeah, pretty happy with them overall. One of which is unique and at the bottom with all the tendrils. When they're building a bigger ship, the tendrils like attach to that ship, which is pretty cool. When they're building a little small guy like that, it just looks like that, which isn't so cool. So yeah, they're neat. You know what? Let's take a look at Clan Scorpio. Yep, here we go. There you go. That's what it looks like. I think that's pretty sweet effect there. Really happy with that. You really get the idea that they're just kind of alive. All right, so that's them. Then we have the Galar hatcheries or something. I forget what I call them. These guys are, you require that separate download, and you require the Mega Events DLC to use these guys. So you've probably seen this before. This isn't really a new one, but just to be thorough, there's their shipyard. This was the first shipyard I made. Pretty happy with it still. Some of these I'm less happy with, but for the most part, things went well. The Ronar, or the Narn ship set. Theirs is neat. You kind of have these 2 carrier bay things going on, and this sort of weird angled above thing with sensor poles and such. And then this thicker piece, a little asymmetry here. So you got this thicker command center on the left-hand side, right-hand side of the shipyard, left-hand side to me. So, yep, really happy with that. Wasn't too hard to make that one. Let's see here. This one is another favorite. The Terrans came out well, the Zrenraka really came out well, and frankly, I think the Karani hierarchy really was a lot of fun and came out well because I used my spinning hex thing some more on these guys. I'm really happy with the outcome here. When they're building a huge ship, it does fit in there, and that's just, it's awesome. You can see these guys have a couple of their classic rotating sensor modules, a couple of fighters just docked there hanging out. The control centers are actually lower underneath, along with their classic sort of, I know it's hard to see, classic little solar panel outcome down there. They have very small ones. And then, of course, this shipyard has turrets. Quite a few turrets placed around here because all of the Karani ships have large numbers of small turrets everywhere, which is kind of cool. Alright, so, yep, I think we're good on this part of the galaxy. Then we have the Lithian Expanse. I totally copped out with these guys. I like the effect overall, though, but this was super easy. I already made these parts, and I just used 4 of them and arranged them and added a bigger crystal. I probably spent less than 15 minutes making this one after deciding that I just needed to get it done, and crystal shipyards I wasn't feeling creative with it. I was just like, I don't know. So that works well enough. I'm happy with it. Then let's see here. We've got the Minzari, or Mimbari if you will. They're another one where, frankly, I'm not super happy with the outcome. I did try putting in a lot of work on these, and I think they got a neat overall effect. I like the sort of glowy bits along the sides. I'm not really happy with all the fins. But yeah, I'm kind of not that happy with the Minzari in general. I think they're good Minbari, but I think Minbari ships from the show they lack a certain amount of detail that's not fitting with this Galactic Civ universe or something. At any rate, let's see here. Yes, the Turan Raiders, the pirates. I don't know why, but their color scheme didn't come through. They're using one of the standard color schemes too. So this is way too blue for them. Blue and steel, they're usually much darker colors and browns, but whatever, you can kind of see what they've got going on here. This one's interesting in that the ships always are below the shipyard, and then they just use tons of worker drones to build the ship, is the idea here. They also have a little asteroid base covered in some missile systems, and a little command center, and that has the engine platform, a little colony docking station over here on the rear for people to live in and such, a standard sort of cargo hull command center there, and then I used one of my docking centers right here with 2 fighters hanging out, and of course a frigate is just permanently docked here. So that's not the ship that's getting built. That's just part of the decorations. Really like overall how spacey this looks. I tend to build very solid looking spaceships. I don't tend to do very sort of frail looking things. It's very realistic, right? That's what space stations today mostly look like, this sort of piecemeal structure, which is fine. But I just like more interesting solid shapes sometimes. I feel like the over detail can be too much, but on the other hand, maybe I should change my mind because that looks pretty sweet. Alright, let's see here. We've got the Fulgar. The Fulgar, they got a cool one. This was a pain in the ass to build. Oh my god, this thing was such a pain in the ass. Because Fulgar ships have these big wide wing things, and I had to keep slapping parts on the side of this thing until you could not see what it's building. But yes, it builds giant ships inside of it, and then they come out from the front, is the idea there. We got this sort of sliding box thing over here on the right. We've got missile pods occasionally. Lots of little doohickeys and antennas and stuff. Some spinning stuff over here. Really happy with this one. The engines are big and on the back. I feel like the Fulgar are just the type of people to just be like, a box will do. They're all about slapping things together, kind of. And yeah, I really like how this came out. Just the big glowing maw that spits out ships. All right, so who are we missing? The June Jalar. The June Jalar have a neat one. It's sort of this spidery looking thing. You can't really see it, unfortunately, but it's got a sort of a circular platform on the bottom that has some nice glowy bits, but can't see it, so oh well. The idea being basically they're just building it with like energy beams or something coming from the top. Which brings up a point. I would really love it if Stardock would release a ship parts that were actually just special effects. I've done that with like thulium for these guys, right? They've got somewhere on them. Some of them have big glowy orbs that spin. Some stuff has the, you know, little blue poles that you can kind of make into a laser light. But it'd be really cool if they just made special parts that were for special effects, like some sort of fire thing that you could attach to the back of engines. Would be pretty cool for some races. Like literally just looks like they're spitting fire. And yeah, that'd be neat. Anyways, pretty happy with this guy. He's weird, but that's what I wanted for the June Jular. And let's see here. Pirates. More bugs. Ah, the Zurhan. The Zurhan. Ah, there it is. Also kind of spidery looking now that I think about it. So there you go. It's got their classic sort of very upright feel to it, with their sharp angular bits. Got a small engine there at the bottom. Yeah, kind of backwards facing, actually. You know, and that's, yeah. I like it this way, though. It's good. So it does look really cool when it's building something bigger than that. They fit really, really nicely. Okay, do we get everybody? The Vagar Hordes. This was also a fun one to build. Really happy with this guy. He's got sort of a classic Vagar command center right there at the bottom. You got big Vagar engines at the back with their classic little fishy fin thing moving along. A little asymmetry here with the command center on the left. You can see it's building a probe right now. Ships neatly fall in line there. And then you have their classic little red circular things that dock fighters and other such things. So those are holding the ship in place in between. And then for defenses, this has fighters. I really wanted the Vagar one to look very more mobile than the others. So 6 engines, because they're nomads. So permanent shipyards that just kind of stick around don't really fit them. If I ever get into adding custom race traits, I will definitely be making a trait that lets shipyards, you know, move a lot faster. I think that would be really interesting. Like maybe 4 moves or 6 moves or something crazy like that. That'd be neat to play with. But yeah, obviously that'd be a separate mod. Anywho, yeah, really like that one. And let's just do a last check around. Yeah, guys, I think we got them all. So, I am super happy with how most of these came out. Gonna be working on another ship set and then releasing this as an updated package. And then after that, I think I won't have to update the main file for GRM. Hopefully for a very long time or ever again. And I can just add races, and when I do, I'll add them as a separate download. And that should make installation a lot easier for people. But as I had to make all these unique little shipyards, I have to update the core race files. One day I might do star bases, but it seems pretty unlikely right now. This was a ton of work to get all the shipyards right. Star bases might be a little bit easier because obviously they don't have to fit a ship inside of them or anything, but then they have upgrade paths, so you got to plan that out. So we'll see. That could be fun, but it could also be a giant pain in the ass. All right, thanks guys. Let's just end the video on the Terrans because I love it so much. I love that one. I did this one last, and I think it might be the best. So there you go. All right, thank you everyone. Bye-bye.